Weird facts about Kyrgyzstan. This country has begun to attract the attention of tourists in recent years. The country, with its hills, rivers, and much more, appears to be wonderfully magnificent and has piqued people's interest for all the right reasons. We're going to talk about a few odd things that are rather common in that area. In Kyrgyzstan, horse meat is consumed. It's a delicacy that may be prepared in a number of ways. People consume it in kazy sausages, which are cooked and chopped into lunch meat and served on top of beshbarmak, traditional noodles with meat sprinkled on top. One of the fascinating, amusing, and intriguing facts about Kyrgyzstan is that it's one of the world's least populated countries, with only 29.5 people per square kilometer of land. It is the world's only country with its own White House. The marble-clad 7-story presidential office in Bishkek is every bit as grand as its American counterpart. Local people think that women who climb on the top of the mountain, according to legend, will give birth to healthy children. In Kyrgyzstan, bread is valued and should never be wasted, thrown away, or placed upside down on the table. In Kyrgyzstan, traditional shepherd shelters known as yurts are still commonly utilized. Kayız, multi-layered felt, is spread around a karagi to create circular tent-like houses, collapsible wooden frame. Kyrgyzstan is a tea-loving country. Tea is used as a substitute for water in this country, and it's served with almost every meal. Tea is given in tiny bowls rather than mugs, and traditional Kyrgyz bread is usually always ordered with it. People here place a high priority on hygiene. Before entering anyone's home, you must always remove your shoes. The Epic of Manas is a poem that has 500,000 lines, which takes 20 times longer than the Odyssey. It narrates the story of the warrior Manas's life and is said to have begun as an oral story that was later written down in the 18th century. In 1920, the first full edition was released. The hero is commemorated in a variety of ways, including sculptures, roads, universities, an airport, and an opera. During the summer, kumis is a popular drink. Marys are milked to obtain that delectable milk. However, you don't believe that anyone consumes it raw. Horse milk is fermented instead. There are 11 national parks in this country. There's also the lovely Ala Archa in the Tian Shan Mountains. Popular activities include hiking, horseback riding, and skiing. Tourism counts for only 1.25% of the country's total GDP. This is lower than the average of 174 other countries. However, gold reigns supreme here. It is responsible for 43% of Kyrgyzstan's exports. The Kumter gold mine, which opened in 1997 in the Tian Shan Mountains, rests atop one of the world's greatest gold resources. The art of eagle hunting is still practiced in Kyrgyzstan, which is one of the most intriguing facts about the country. The history of eagle hunting in Kyrgyzstan is said to date back hundreds of years, maybe to the 12th and 13th centuries. Buses, taxis, and a few inner-city trains are the only modes of public transport available in the Kyrgyz Republic. When riding public transit, passengers should take caution. Buses are often overcrowded, dangerous, and unreliable. Taxis, like any other mode of transportation, may be risky. Travelers should avoid entering a cab that already has passengers due to the risk of theft or violence. Taxis are seldom metered, so passengers should haggle a fee before getting into one. And be mindful that cab drivers frequently try to overcharge foreigners. Drivers of non-taxi cars are frequently eager to transport passengers for a fee. However, nationals of the United States should avoid using the private cabs or unmarked taxis. Large cities in most former Soviet Union nations have centralized heating. Large pipelines carrying boiling hot water are buried beneath main roads. They provide hot water for use as tap water and in heating radiators. The hot water used to be of extremely high cleaning standards. In certain cities, it may only be drunk once in a while if ordinary cold water was unavailable for whatever reason. On a per-adult basis, people would pay a fair monthly cost for limitless hot water. The fee would increase significantly during the winter, but the savings are still significant as compared to self-heating. The cost of basic health care is low and subsidized. Employed individuals would pay a monthly payment of around $25 per person for medical insurance, basic retirement to be eligible for pretty quality health care, and a little retirement payment just enough to survive by. But all things considered, $25 per month is a very decent deal. In the Kyrgyz Republic, medical services are severely scarce. Inadequate medical facilities can put elderly tourists and those with pre-existing health problems at risk. Medications such as insulin and pain relievers that are readily available elsewhere may be unavailable or limited in the Kyrgyz Republic. In the event of an emergency, the U.S. Embassy highly advises travelers to the Kyrgyz Republic to purchase medical evacuation insurance. Kyrgyzstan is a safe country in general. However, there aren't any streetlights. Even in Bishkek, the capital city, the streets are dimly lit up at night. If you are accompanied by an experienced guide who is knowledgeable about both the horse and the environment, horseback riding in Kyrgyzstan may be fairly safe. The majority of guests who go horseback riding in Kyrgyzstan have no prior riding experience and nonetheless manage to have a good time. However, the vast majority of them do not go alone and are mostly supervised by a local guide. Bishkek is one of the most environmentally friendly cities in the former Soviet republics, if not the entire globe. The majority of Bishkek's streets are broad and bordered by trees and plants, which makes for a very attractive cityscape. Kyrgyzstan's railway network is one of the world's smallest at only 417 kilometers. In Kyrgyzstan, there are around 88 main mountain ranges that cover more than 70% of the country's land. As a result, the country is abruptly dubbed the Switzerland of Central Asia. Although Kyrgyzstan has a startling amount of lakes, almost 2,000, the majority of them are tiny and are formed by glaciers. Merely 16 lakes have a surface area greater than 1 square kilometer, and several are only transient, forming when the snow melts and receding as the water evaporates or drains. Kyrgyz attacked China's borders. The Kyrgyz were one of the clans that attacked China's borders, necessitating the building of the Great Wall. Well, that's it for today's video. Which of these did you find most weird? Do let us know in the comments section, and please do subscribe to our channel, Weird World Facts, and ring that notification bell for the latest updates.